On behalf of myself, the lads at the top tables, as we will say, can ye please do us a favour and get together and try and compromise with yourselves and the farmers? There's different organisations up there. Please, and I'm saying please, try and come to some agreement and come and compromise with the farmers. And I'll guarantee you, every picket in this country will be over inside of an hour. Thank you very much.
We'll be staying here with the pickets until the weekend and longer. And furthermore, I might add, until there's a guaranteed price in writing as well, we're not going to leave this place. And also, the trucks down at the back, there's 9 or 10, and when we are leaving, they leave, but no sooner, not a second sooner.
Basically, that you're not getting enough for animals to sustain us to live at the minute. That's the bottom line. You can only keep going for so long at the price we're getting them, and we're going out of business.
What's your views on these talks now?
I don't expect a whole lot from Minister Creed.
Really?
Really. I met him before over the flooding in 3 or 4 years ago down at Lawn. He promised the sun, moon and stars. He gave us nothing.
So you're not hopeful of a
I'd have no time for Minister Creed.
You don't think there's going to be a successful outcome?
I think it'll drag on.
And we've cooperated with the Gardaí and we've cooperated with any drivers if they had their paperwork in order.
But at the minute, looking at it, no future. There's no future in beef at the moment.
We were getting 420, 430, up to 450 for cattle this last year. They're actually quoting 345 for cattle today, right?
There's a massive knock-on effect for fellas that have their own manure, for all sorts of things. So they need to think about that, and they need to support us in this probably the biggest disaster we've had since in my time in cattle anyhow.
The farm leaders have largely become impotent in this whole dispute because the farmers on the ground, and I have travelled now to a number of meat plants around the country, and the farmers on the ground feel that the mainstream farm organisations don't represent them.
Revenue commissioners themselves feel that they are being forced to do what they're doing because of the Department of Finance. And then that's the case, these abuses are taking place in the beef sector, and that you can see why the feedlots are getting larger and are going to put ordinary family farms out of business. And that has a massive effect on small towns and villages throughout Ireland, because the local solicitor, the local accountant, the small co-ops, all of them will disappear because everything will be centralised. And the saddest part of all of this is that there's a possibility that you as a taxpayer are subsidising this. And if that's the case, what you're subsidising is the closure of rural Ireland. And that's the saddest thing. That's the reason why I'm continuing on to fight to get these abuses stopped, so that rural Ireland has a fighting chance.
The beef feedlots can operate the exact same system as you, whereas instead of having 100 bullocks, they have 10,000 bullocks, and they're getting 5.4% VAT on 10,000 bullocks when their vatable inputs are actually, if anything, smaller than yours.
Basically what I was saying is that the structures and behaviour of the farming sector, particularly the beef sector as stands, makes the industry for farmers absolutely unsustainable. I came up with this finding 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago, and it's very sad to think that we are where we are now 4 years later and nothing has happened. The people that destroyed the beef sector are Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. And Michael Creed has full knowledge of what Alan has just been speaking about, the VAT abuses in both the feedlots and the poultry sector. And so has the Taoiseach Leo Varadkar. And in fact, so have Beef Plan. But nobody is prepared to touch this. It's insanity what's going on, and it is driving farmers off the land. So, I intend to explain what is really going on. There's a problem with corporate power, not just in Ireland. I'm just back from a conference in the States. Corporate power is taking over the agri sector, and it is driving people off the land. And it has been done hand in hand with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, their partners. So we as a community, as rural, as Indigenous Irish people and as farmers, we have to get together. We first of all have to understand what the issues are, then we have to come up with a strategy to deal with those issues, and then as a group, as people, we must implement those strategies. And let me tell you that means kicking the backsides of Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil.